This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
You are what you watch.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Karl Mclain, and I'm sitting in for Harry Tambuatko on the Super Brand Show. We have with us tonight Florian and Anna Rose from DDC Land, and the subject is social relevance for OFWs. What do OFWs do with their money once they get the money, which is a very important subject because a lot of them waste it, so we're here to make sure they don't waste it. So DDC Land puts together the aspirations for OFWs and local business people. So I'd like to talk to Anna Rose first.
Yes.
How does your company interact with OFWs, and how do you try and make together a plan that makes sure that they spend their hard-earned money wisely?
Okay. Good day, everyone. Being a part of DDC Land family, we have a present project, the North Dasma Garden Villas. The company is also trying to serve all the OFW to answer their needs. I think one of their basic needs is to have a good house, a perfect abode for them to live in. And then probably that's one of the reasons why most of the OFWs leaving their family to get their aspiration of owning their dream house.
Right, because at the moment, people go overseas for one reason only, to earn money,
Yes.
to bring back the money for their families. So when they go overseas, it must be very important for them to make sure that money is spent wisely. And the wisest investment they'll ever make will be a good, solid, safe house.
Yes.
This is where DDC Land comes in. You supply those houses. What makes your house so different to, say, the houses from Ayala or Avida or Mega World and people like that? What makes your house a bit different and better than the other houses that are available on the market?
Well, what DDC Land differs, or particularly the North Dasma Garden Villa project, the difference comparing to those competitors that we have, first of all, we are so honest to admit when it comes to size, we're still small yet comparing to them. But when it comes to giving service and quality homes, probably we can rank number one.
Okay. So Florian, how do you attract the OFWs to come and buy your house? How do you attract them?
Okay. First of all, when it comes to the durability of the house of North Dasma, it says it all. Number one, specifically, we have the 3-layered roof, which means the less noise, less heat. So if it defines that it can stand to weather change. So if it means that, do you call this?
Insulate.
Okay.
It's insulated.
Yeah, insulation.
Insulated,
Okay.
yeah.
And the second one is the electric fence. Okay. Probably it is installed for security purposes of the residents, so it can avoid intruders. And the third highlights of the North Dasma Garden Villas is the tempered glass window, which means it is more, it is safer for kids because when it gets broken, it's not scattered. and probably the RFID scanner in the gates. It is installed to monitor all the in,
The incoming and
the incoming
and outgoing
cars.
cars.
Yes, all must be registered.
Okay.
Okay.
How about people walking in and out? How do you stop people from walking in and out?
All guards are asking for their IDs first.
So they have DDC Land issues IDs to the people that live there?
Yes, yes,
You
we
get IDs?
required.
Especially,
Yeah.
You have
for the
IDs.
visit-
Okay, that's good.
Yes.
So how do you attract these OFWs? Because it's the OFWs, especially the maritime people, engineers, nurses living in the States. How do you attract them to come to your place? What do you do to make sure they walk into your premises, not somebody else? How do you get hold of those people? What do you do to attract those people, either of you?
Aside from our website marketing, and then we also do the email marketing
Yep.
with them, and then through referrals also with our buyers.
Open
with our
days?
present.
You have open days?
Yes, we also have the open houses.
Right.
We invite them. We try to come up with some activities every month. By the way, this coming March 18, we're going to have our summer open house.
So you come in swimming trunks?
No, it's just as it have the feel of the heat
Yes.
during March. And then we're inviting everyone to take a look at our project.
But there
by
will
March
be a
18.
pool, right? There will be a pool there.
With the development of the swimming pool,
Yes.
probably I cannot promise yet right now,
Right.
but definitely it will be part of the amenities.
Okay.
Despite that our project is small in numbers, it's only about 136 units. We also included to give amenities to the family or the residents.
Okay. I know we've been speaking to OFW family, Mr. Roy Sineres, about maybe helping him and him helping you to attract people, and also how to spend the money correctly.
Yes.
The problem a lot of OFWs have had in the past is they earn the money, and 25 years later they stop working and they haven't saved any money. So I think one of them was living. What was your strategy?
Well, we tried to be a part of their lifestyle change.
Lifestyle change, that's correct. So lifestyle change tells them that when they go overseas to earn substantial money, they make sure that that money is spent correctly.
Yes,
On a
invested
house,
correctly.
that they invest it in savings accounts and banks, in pension plans, insurance policies and things like that. So I think with the OFW family, it might be a good combination that you work together with them, bring the banks in, Pak Ibig, all those people in, so you're actually helping them to build a new life. Because when you go overseas, you leave your family behind. You're earning money, but you have to make sure that the money that you're earning is spent wisely and correctly.
Yes.
Otherwise, there's no point going overseas.
Yeah, it's going to be
Wasted. And my experience has been in the past that a lot of people, unfortunately, do waste it.
Yeah.
So you need to make sure that it's done correctly. So it's not just your company, but also the banks, Pak Ibig, they all participate. So are you planning to have open days where you present all the changes that you're planning and how we can all help the OFWs spend their money wisely?
Yes, we have so many plans with regards to activities of reaching the OFWs. Probably one of these ways are being a part of the OFW family in their exhibition or in their booth exhibits of the lifestyle change,
Right.
or joining the Pag-ibig activities to reach the OFWs, to teach them how to invest. Owning a property is just one of the investment they can be part of it. I would like to give emphasis that the hard-earned money, once invested with the Disneyland, it's really with quality, and it's a really good choice.
Because the houses that I've seen that you have really will stand up to storms, typhoons, rain, everything, right? Whereas I've seen some houses, I won't mention the name of the builders, that I would question how long they last, right? Your houses, believe me, are built German, Swiss style, and they will stand up a lot. But they cost a little bit more. And you pay for what you get. At the end of the day, so you have to aspire to make sure that you actually get the right house for the money that you spend and spend that money wisely. Because the house will definitely be the biggest part of the investment that the OFW will make. There'll be savings, maybe schooling for the children, maybe a car, depending what you earn. But the house has got to be the number one most important aspect, and safety for his or her family when they're there, right?
Yeah, aside from the durability of the house, one of the best quality of our project, it's really accessible. Accessible to the schools, hospitals,
Right.
churches, and establishments, malls. These are all present with our project.
I think what you will find, Florian, when you work with the OFW groups, like OFW Family, you have to get to know the groups. There are different types of groups, different segments.
Yes.
There's the low income, there's a high income. You have projects all over the country, starting, if not started already. So you're catering for the houses from 1.3 to 2 million in one aspect. I would call that mass housing, but safe
The
housing.
affordable housing.
Affordable housing, thank you. Then you have North Dasma, which is really like mini Forbes. It's a Forbes Dasma house at a much lower price, but a little bit less land, of course. And then you have the high-end Tagaytay, which will be like really like Forbes. And that's going to happen a bit later. But then you have a huge project, I hear, in General Trias.
Yes,
That's happening soon.
that's our upcoming project in General Trias, Cavite. This is one of our affordable housing that can caters to the OFW again, to the locally employed Filipinos. This is one way to answer the aspiration to own a property or to have their dream house.
Florian, what marketing activities would you like to see to make sure that you get the right audience to buy these houses? And how many houses will eventually be built in General Trias? Approximately.
I really don't have an idea yet, but probably in the later part of this year, we can give you the actual number of units.
But it'll be thousands. It'll be thousands.
Yes, more than.
Thousands, yes. So what plans do you have to attract the OFWs there? Because General Trias is an affordable area, so it must be a good marketing opportunity for you.
Yes, sir. Probably it is more in social media.
Okay.
Yes, because nowadays we all know that most people, especially our target market,
Right.
is are more exposed in social media. It is less cost, but huge.
And
Market.
technically, you can actually send something every day to these people on social media at a low cost. Whereas if you
Yes,
put
yes,
billboards, adverts in the paper, radio, TV, whatever else, it can be a little more expensive, right? So but the majority of the people in, say, General Trias, Santa Rosa rather, and there will be people that live here or overseas or a mixture. In your Santa Ana project, for example.
Santa Rosa.
Santa Rosa, your Ana, yeah, sorry. In your Santa Rosa project, what percentage would you say were OFWs?
Well, because I cannot consider, I think it's a 50-50.
Yeah,
Because
I think
our
so.
project in Santa Rosa, it's also catered to the locally employed,
Yes.
such as the teachers,
Yes.
those employees that earn at least around 20,000.
They can afford,
They
right?
can also afford that. And then the OFWs, they can probably.
So if I was an OFW, I'm going overseas, I want to buy a house, I want to know where to go and what to save for. So for what price per month can I get an entry-level house, what you call an affordable house? How much would I have to allocate every month to buy, say, a house in Santa Rosa or in General Trias? 11,000, 12,000 peso per month?
Yes, it's roughly around 12,000 per month. You can own a house in Santa Rosa.
And what deposit typically would a company ask
With
for?
the reservation,
Yeah, reservation,
we're only
yes.
asking for a 10,000 reservation.
Wow. So you pay 10,000, and then you pay 10,000, and then you can start monthly payments
Yes.
after that. And typically, how quickly after you've paid the 10,000 could you move in? What's the normal time phase?
We are requiring the OFWs or the client or the buyers to at least complete their initial requirements or the
Yes.
documents. If they're going to have it with the help of pag-ibig funds
Yes.
or bank financing, they really needed to comply with the requirements. They're the basic requirements for us. paying the equity portion, and then complete the requirements, and then it has to be settled with the pag-ibig or bank financing.
Okay.
That's gonna be the way on how to
So
have a
pag-ibig
property.
or bank, or pag-ibig and bank? Can be
Yes.
can be a mixture, right? Can be a
Yes.
mixture. So they work closely with you. Which banks do you work with? All the banks?
In our Santa Rosa project, it's most pag-ibig
Pag-ibig,
funds, yes.
For the entry level, for the
For the
affordable
entry,
houses, yes. But the other banks will help you also,
Yes,
right?
so we're also requiring bank financing. If the buyers can pass the requirements of pag-ibig, they can opt to get a bank financing loan.
Okay. Now I have a question which you can answer after the break, which we'll have soon. What if you have, if you're employed, wherever you may be, and there comes a time when perhaps, unfortunately, the employment is ended, can you bring in an insurance company that potentially pays, for at least for a little while, the monthly mortgage payments? Have you come across anybody that is prepared to look at that?
Or probably I would like to invite some actuarians out there to come up with a design with the insurance where the loans will be
Yeah.
paid up, or once they lost a job. I don't know yet.
The
with
UK
insurance
does
company.
it. The UK does it, and in Europe they do it, but it's expensive.
I just
And they'll
hope.
do it up to 1 year, and you have to have been in employment for 5 years. That's the way it works there, and it really depends on the insurance companies here if they want that business, right? The problem they have here, of course, is they're living in Kuwait or wherever else they might be in the world. They'd be in a boat halfway around the ocean. So at the end of the day, all the banks are interested in is the return. So I know that, we all know that. But you're working with all the banks, you're working with pag-ibig.
Yes, we are open
You're
to
open.
bank.
I think
bank
the most
loans.
important thing is that the OFW invests wisely, because time and time again you hear the stories where they do not. And the biggest reason they have not invested wisely, my feeling, I hope you feel the same, is they've not been advised properly. They've not been advised. Not that they don't listen, they've not even been advised. So as Royce and Yeris' OFW family comes in, they have these going away sessions before they go overseas where they advise their company, and people like you can come and talk to those people, insurance companies, the banks, to make sure that they really do invest wisely whilst they're overseas. Some of them have children, right?
We have to educate buyers of how to get a property.
Yes.
Probably the reason why other OFWs is not investing or not believing to invest, they had an experience, a bad experience with the previous developers of not constructing their house or not finishing the contract or whatever. But with DDC, we're gonna make sure to educate them of how to get a property. From the moment that they invest or they reserve a house, we will guide them until they're going to have it in their own.
Okay, that's excellent. I think that's very important. I think that's probably the most important exercise. And does the government ever help with any support? Do they ever come up with any programs to educate?
With the government?
Yes.
I don't know with that, but with the company, with us, we will going
Companies,
to
the
help.
banks, you, your property company,
And the
insurance
pag-ibig.
companies, they will all help, right? It's very, very important that the people make a wise investment when they go overseas to earn their hard-earned money, because their job of opportunity overseas may not last forever. Typically, it's 2 minutes. It's a short time, 2 years at a time, and then they have to go. Okay, see you after the break.